Governments at all levels have designed various palliative strategies to cushion the biting economic realities. It is in the light of these that the Sustainable Actions for Economic Recovery SAFER was birthed by Oyo State government to bring relief to residents of the state. Carried out in the form of distribution of food to the poorest of the poor, it also provides 1-year health insurance to vulnerable households, as well as empowerment to youths in agriculture and small businesses, amongst others. How has the program fared since its takeoff, and what is the projected impact on poverty reduction in the state? This is our focus on Panorama today from the Ibadan Network Center of the NTA. I am Kemi Oshin. Thanks for joining us. President Bola Tinubu has for the first time commented on the forthcoming off-cycle governorship elections in Bayelsa, Kogi, and Imo states, calling for free, fair, and peaceful conduct. The president stood for peace when he presented flags to the governorship candidates of on the platform of APC ahead of the November 11 elections in the mentioned states. Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State is gunning for a second term, while Usman Ododo is contesting to replace Governor Yaya Bello in Kogi State. Timipre Silva also has opportunity to aim the #1 seat in Bayelsa State due to his first spell that was truncated in 2008.
The public
for the off-cycle election on November 11. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu has promised to ensure the conduct of credible governorship elections in Bayelsa State come November 11. The chairman of the electoral umpire made the promise after interacting with members of the Senate Committee on INEC and the House counterparts who are on oversight visit to Bayelsa State to assess the level of preparations ahead of the polls in the state. Aya Prezi reports.
The off-cycle governorship polls in Bayelsa State are just a few days away, and all eyes are on the electoral umpire to deliver credible polls. INEC chairman, who is on a working visit to the state, assures Bayelsans that the commission is poised to conduct a free and fair polls.
And our message all across is simple. Staff must be dedicated to this process. We have no candidate in the election. The choice of who becomes the governor of Bayelsa State should be left to voters in Bayelsa State. And our assurance is that we will protect the process.
To further ensure the credibility of the process, the Senate Committee on INEC and the House of Representatives counterpart are in Bayelsa State in exercise of its oversight on the level of preparedness of INEC. And here are the observations and advice of the committee after a robust engagement with the election umpire.
And from what we have seen so far, the only advice we'll give is to ask them to not to relent or rest on their hours.
Election does not warrant the life of anybody. We should go by the rules. INEC has done its own best.
Elections will be conducted in 2,242 polling units in Bayelsa State, and voters shall be accredited electronically through BVAS. In Yenagoa, Aya Prezi, NTA News.
The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, is committed to strengthening security efforts in Kogi State to ensure a peaceful governorship election on November 11. State Commander NSCDC Ahmed Gandhi showcased the suspect linked to potential disruption of the state's peace. Ojonogwa Atta reports.
Ahmed Gandhi, the state commander of NSCDC, affirms readiness to collaborate with other security agencies to eliminate anti-human activities and protect critical infrastructure during and after the election. The state has seen a rise in criminals participating in political campaigns. NSCDC has been proactive in arresting those responsible for theft related to government infrastructure. In one case, Sunday Yomi Komolafe was arrested for vandalizing a transformer cable supplying power to Mopa Amuro local government and 7 other communities in Kogi West.
Anybody that has any intention of making this process, democratic process, not a success, will be after them.
To ensure safety during the election, the Nigerian Television Authority NTA Lokoja visited NSCDC to strengthen their collaboration and enhance security. In Lokoja, Ojonugwa Atta, NTA News.
Now, in Oyo State government has commenced the disbursement of loan support to beneficiaries of the Sustainable Actions for Economic Recovery, SAFER. Correspondent Ayomiko Ajibola reports that the symbolic presentation of the checks to the selected small and micro enterprises across the state was made by the state governor, Seyi Makinde.
The Small and Micro Enterprises Loan Support Scheme under Oyo SAFER ranged from 50 to 200,000 and 250,000 to ₦1 million from designated microfinance bank across the 7 geopolitical zone of the state. Chief of Staff to the governor, who doubled as the chairman SAFER program, Segun Oguwuyi, maintained that the beneficiaries were properly scrutinized by the state microfinance bank, having that the loan were based on their business capabilities.
The whole essence of SAFER, Sustainable Action for Economic Recovery, is to reinflate the economy of your state, so that as we are regarded as in our pace-setter state, we always remain pace-setters.
Small and micro enterprises actually are the baseline of our economic activities in the state, given the fact that the informality of the sector in Oyo State is a bit high. I would say that if you can target this particular base, you'll be able to achieve sustainable economic growth.
He added that aside from the loan support, other efforts of Governor Seyi Makinde-led administration to mitigate effect of subsidy removal include food intervention, transportation, health and food security through loan and farm inputs to farmers. Some of the beneficiaries who lauded the Oyo State government pledged that the loan will be judiciously used. The SME loan support, which comes at a single-digit interest rate and with a flexible repayment plan, is for all categories of micro and small-scale business owners. In Ibadan, Ayomiko Ajibola, NTA News.
And joining me in the studio is the Chief Press Secretary to the Oyo State Governor, Sulaiman Olanrewaju. Thank you for joining us and welcome to Panorama.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We have seen some of the beneficiaries receiving their grants and other things. How do you determine who those beneficiaries are?
The state government is not the one actually assessing those who benefit from this scheme.
All right.
This has been outsourced to experts, microfinance banks. They are the ones that gave out the forms. They are the ones that assessed those that applied. And their decision actually is based on the capacity of those that they eventually picked to utilize the funds maximally for maximum result. And the essence of this is to reflate the economy. When the federal government removed subsidy, it disrupted the economy. So many people were affected. And the Oyo State governor, not wanting to tow the usual part of poverty alleviation, decided to go the path of wealth creation. So the purpose of this is for those who benefit from this scheme to grow the wealth of the economy. I mean, the wealth of the state, so that the economy can rebound. That is the purpose. So the government was not actually involved. It was left to experts. So whether you know the governor or you don't know the chief of staff does not determine whether you are whether you're a card-carrying member of any political party. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Can your business help in reflating the economy? I know the most critical sector of the economy is actually the micro and the small. Not the big players.
Right.
Because the big players, what percentage of the population do they employ? But the micro and the small businesses, they are the ones that really employ a lot of people. That's why we are targeting this segment.
Since the economic recovery is the target of a safer program, what are the areas that are being addressed?
We are also looking at agric.
All right.
We are supporting agric farmers. We are supporting farmers. We are supporting 10,000 farmers with agric implements. We give them seedlings, we give them other things that they need for their business. And let me tell you why this is important. 10,000 farmers, if each of them is able to grow enough to feed 1,000 people, that's 10 million at the end of the day. In Oyo State, we are less than 7 million. That means if this is done and it's sustained, we have food sufficiency in Oyo State, and we will have enough to sell to others. Apart from what we are supporting farmers, we are also supporting young business people, agripreneurs. And the government is giving them 1 billion naira to support them. What does that mean? They are involved in planting, but they're also involved in processing. So they start businesses.
For value addition?
Yes. They start businesses that can revolutionize the economy. Do not forget, our focus is to grow the economy. Our focus is to reflate the economy. Our focus is to ensure that we have our young people can have jobs, create employment opportunities for the people.
Okay, I know that the SAFER program also covers the area of health and distribution of food to vulnerable households.
Yes.
How does this reflect?
Now, talking about food support, we don't call it palliative, we call it food support. Because palliative is placebo, it doesn't treat anything. It just make you feel good for a day or two, and you go back to your normal. Now, the food support, the government is targeting 200,000 households, not individuals. Households. Assuming that there are 6 members in each household, that's 1.2 million people altogether. And this one is not just, it's not done in one fell swoop. It is staged. You are not just doing once, you're going to run it for over 6 months. So the food support will continue over some time. Then, when you talk about, we have health insurance scheme. 100,000 people are benefiting from the health insurance scheme. The government is paying
for their medical
bills.
To ensure they are healthy and good enough. So how do you measure the feedback from this program?
We have a way of measuring feedbacks.
All right.
The committee that is saddled with this responsibility, they get feedback from people. Even the governor, people can reach out to the governor and complain. And we have had complaints. And these issues that has been raised are determining how we now shape those things, why we are changing what we are doing to ensure that we get maximum benefit. The people of Oyo State get maximum benefit from this program.
So for the period of time that the program has been running, would you say that it is effective in achieving the purpose for which it was initiated?
From somebody in government.
All right.
That's what I'll say. But it is best to ask people, because what I've heard is that largely it has been successful. Largely. That means that there's also room for improvement. But largely, it has been very successful.
So what's your final word for the beneficiaries of the SAFER initiative of the Oyo State government?
My word is that those who get money support should use the money for what is intended for. Those who get implement support should use it for that purpose. And those who get food support should also ensure that they make the most of that opportunity so that together we can grow the economy of Oyo State and all of us can be happy being in Oyo State.
Thank you very much. I've been speaking with the Chief Press Secretary to Oyo State Governor, Suleiman Olanrewaju. Thank you for being on Panorama.
The pleasure is mine.
We'll now pause for some messages. Panorama continues shortly. Do stay with us.
The counsel of our fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
Welcome back. Wife of Oyo State Governor Tamuno Minini Makinde has emphasized the importance of early detection and proper screening of oneself against cancer as opportunity for treatment. She stated this during her visit to the University College Hospital, UCH Ibadan, in company of some members of the First Lady Against Cancer Initiative of Nigeria in commemoration of the 2023 Cancer Awareness Month. Rofia Animashan Badmus has the reports.
First Ladies Against Cancer Initiative, a non-governmental organization, comprises of 7 and past first ladies in Nigeria with the objective to raise awareness about cancer. For the 2023 Cancer Awareness Month, the initiative chose Oyo State for its campaign with the office of the First Lady of Oyo State. The theme was at the University College Hospital, UCH, where they met with the management of the 66-years-old health institution with a 10 million naira donation to cancer patients at the hospital.
Do self-examination for yourself. Visit your doctor and see if you notice any lump in your breast. You don't have to go to the hospital to do that.
This is something I'm passionate about, to put a smile on people and save as many lives as we can. If we educate people and let them create awareness.
Chairperson of FLAC Initiative and immediate past First Lady of Kebbi State, Zainab Bagudi, says the objective of the organization is to improve the plight of indigent cancer patients and also increase the campaign against cancer.
UCH is one of the premier hospitals of Nigeria. It's a teaching hospital. It's a hospital that has world-class facilities for treating cancer patients.
It is going to be handed over directly to the patients. It is left for the patients how they will spend it.
With the theme, Close the Care Gap, the advice is for women to get vaccinated against cancer.
Oyo State government says it will continue to give support to the development of education in the state in order to make the youth attain their potentials. Oyo State Deputy Governor Bayo Lawa stated these at the maiden edition of the State Education Awareness Day. Kehinde Omolosho reports.
Accessibility and affordability is needed for quality education. As such, the Oyo State government is working to ensure pupils and students have access to quality education in the state. Deputy Governor Oyo State, Bayo Lawal, says the state government has recruited 5,000 teachers in public secondary schools, provided free textbooks and free coaching for senior secondary school certificate examination students.
Conducive environment within and around our educational institutions would make it such a way that our students, pupils, teachers, instructors have such environment and enabling them to perform the functions for which they are engaged.
Most of these children from Oyo State, some are participating in international competition, national competition, and they are sincerely excelling in those competitions.
When you give an award, that award will serve as an impetus, and it's a long way to encourage them and for them to also give back such things, to the society to which they belong.
Students who excelled in the senior secondary school certificate examination and common entrance examination were given awards to spur them to be more committed in the pursuit of their education.
In this award, we also encourage other people so as they will develop interest in going for competitions and doing very well in their tests and examinations.
This award, it encourages the students, it encourages us very well.
It's very possible to attain anything you want to. It's very possible to be at this level, to be at even greater levels.
Also given was cash awards to deserving students. Kehinde Mosho, NTA News.
Ogun State government has unveiled its compressed natural gas mass transit buses for the use of the general public to ease intercity movement in the Gateway State. Governor Dapo Abiodun says his administration is committed to alleviating the sufferings of the people. Hakim Jimo tells us more.
That was the symbolic inauguration of the compressed natural gas mass transit buses by the Ogun State government. Governor Dapo Abiodun, who assured of the safety, affordability, accessibility and durability of the buses, says the initiative will help in wealth creation and employment generation.
We have trained our local mechanics who have been actively involved in the conversion engineering, and we will be setting up conversion stations across the 3 senatorial districts of our state. This will allow us to commence the rapid conversion of commercial public mass transit buses and vehicles. Besides reducing the cost of transportation of goods and services to prices that are lower than before the regulation, this will furthermore and particularly provide training and job opportunities for thousands of our technicians and mechanics across the state.
The Akaribo and paramount ruler of Remoland, Oba Babatunde Ajayi, and others acknowledge that the economic importance of the laudable project cannot be overemphasized.
This is one of the most effective ways the government can affect our people positively. This is a good step in the right direction.
The governor and his entourage thereafter embarked on the symbolic drive of the buses across Abeokuta, the state capital, amidst cheers and encomium from the people for achieving another feat in the annals of history of the state. In Abeokuta, Hakim Jimo, NTA News.
Up next is updates on trending sports stories with Olumide Eguntola as our guide.
About 8,000 women from various parts of the country are expected to take part in the 2023 Lagos Women Run on the 12th of November. The 10-kilometer race, which is one of the biggest women marathon in Africa, organizers say is focused on developing the culture of long-distance running in Lagos. The race takes off from the Tafawa Balewa Square, Onikan, and terminates at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena Stadium.
Use it to train themselves, use it to condition themselves, use it to assess themselves. And that's one of the things we've been able to do. It's like a pre-event for the elite runners.
In football, former Green Eagles player Clement Temile is promising Nigerians formidable Super Eagles players of the future, with his tentacles spread over the country under the umbrella of his football academy, Temile Football Foundation. The football initiative will also cater for ex-internationals, sick ex-players and family of deceased players, among other objectives.
I saw a lot of talent wasting. Talents, I just pass, I will see them and say, no, these people can do something. I said, I want to do something exceptional for players.
Still on football, former Super Falcons player Desire Okparanozie has tipped the team to pick a ticket to the 2024 Olympic Games, having missed out of the event for almost 15 years.
I think it's about time, and I have 100% confidence in this team that they are going to pick the ticket this time.
Super Falcons' next match is against old football rival, the indomitable Lionesses of Cameroon. From the Nigerian Football League, matches slated for this weekend include Akwa United against Plateau United, Abia Warriors will entertain Katsina United, while Gombe and Doma FC will lock horns among other matches. Similarly, in the English Premier League, Manchester United will attempt to bounce back to winning ways against Fulham. It is Manchester City versus Bournemouth. Arsenal will be the guest of Newcastle United. With Sports Update, Olumide Guntola, NTA News.
And that's it on Panorama from Ibadan Network Center. Thanks for being there. Enjoy your weekend.